Okay, we are live. Just waiting for the audio to catch up so I can see how it's sounding. Unless someone wants to be kind in chat and also share how it sounds. Okay, I've heard it. Could go ahead and get going. This is just a quick stream. But for those that are new, what's up? I'm Liz, this is Blitz DIY. It's a channel about DIY electronics and tech and computers and all that fun stuff. And I want to do a live stream because it's honestly going to be a bit, probably about a week until a new video that's like well done and everything gets up on the channel. I'm working on a lot of different projects right now. Got some things going on with the Raspberry Pi, got some things going on with the Asus Tinkerboard, got some things going on with this beauty that you're going to get a little bit of a demo of. And as soon as they're all done, it's going to be really awesome content. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So that's why I'm doing this. My goal for this week actually for a video is to get a new channel trailer up, because the one's up there right now, it's actually the first video I did for the channel, and I can just do a lot better. Like, when I show people, or when I tell people, like, oh, I have a YouTube channel, like in my daily life, they're like, oh, wow, can I have the link? So I send them the link, and then obviously the first thing they watch is the trailer, and there was one time, recently, someone went on it and started watching the trailer, and I actually said, like, oh, no, don't do that. So yeah, I just think the trailer could be better right now with how the channel's progressed, so I want to do a better representation of how things are now and all that. So, yeah, that's kind of the channel. The channel's been up for a year. It's crazy. I really enjoy doing it. I hope you enjoy watching. Getting new people every day for subscribers, and that's really cool to see, considering I'm just a tiny little operation here, just kind of doing this on the side. So yeah, but you're probably wondering what's happening on this table here. I've been working on this basically all day, and it actually kills me that I spent most of the day on it, because knowing now, like, it's really simple what I needed to do, but it just kind of, it's just like anything when you're doing the first time. Like, it may seem really simple and stupid later, but at the time it's kind of a challenge to figure out. So, what I'm doing here, these are arcade buttons that light up. They're from Adafruit. When the DVR of this goes up on the channel, I'll link them. They're really cool. When I saw them on their, like, new products, I instantly ordered them. So you're seeing 8 of those right here. I have 16 total. Eventually for this project there's going to be 16. They're all going into a 4051 multiplexer, that tiny little IC right there. There's a second multiplexer right next to it that I'm starting to wire up as well. And they're going to be doing some cool control things with them. I don't want to totally reveal what it is, because I want it to be a little bit of a surprise, but it's actually not going to be using Arduino Uno. It's going to be using a, let me get the little board actually. It's going to be a SparkFun Pro Micro, also tiny. And these arcade buttons are also smaller than the average arcade button as well, but this microcontroller is really cool. It uses the 32U4 processor. That means it can be used as a USB device. Also has 5-volt power on board, which I actually need for the LEDs in some of these, with how they're set up inside, so that's another reason why I chose it. Yeah, it's a cool little board. Fun thing though, you'll probably notice the headers look a little weird on it. I soldered them wrong. I did these really, really quickly on the porch of my apartment, which is tiny. There isn't a lot of airflow either, and also I shouldn't have been doing that, and I did it really quickly, and I mean, I'm impressed. I've used it, and I'm impressed that I made contact with all the solder, like it's there, but these headers should definitely be on the other side of the board, and I should have soldered across the top. There was actually a user on Instagram that pointed it out to me, and I was like, you're totally right, thank you. I don't know why. But it was I don't know why I did that, but it was the first time, in my defense, first time I was soldering headers onto a board. So, learning experience, I guess. But, yeah, so it's going to be this board with all these buttons. You can see the buttons dwarf the hardware that's going to be used, because it's just going to be the IC in this, so I'm going to figure out how to better kind of condense all this stuff here. But until then, this is how it's going to be breadboarded out, and doing the initial trial software with the Arduino Uno. And because that's actually something I kind of want to talk about, like prototyping in general. Like, you want to start small. Like, what is going to be happening with this project is really big. If I were to just wire everything up and just write down code how I think it's going to be and then just jump in, I'd be really sad, because I can almost guarantee it wouldn't go well, and that's not great. So that's what I was doing today. I started like one button, making sure that was working. Then I added 2 buttons, made sure they were all working like I wanted them to, and then I slowly added all 8. And then next I'll be adding in the second 4051 with the 8 buttons. And if you just go step by step like that, it takes a while, but you'll have a better finished product because you want to do like a lot of troubleshooting. But I'm going to transition here. So now you should be seeing the screen and the camera. Screen's a little bit oddly shaped because I have an ultra wide monitor, but we'll see what we can do with that. So I want to show, this is a pinout for the 4051 IC. It's a multiplexer, and what that means, for those that don't know, these pins here, they're numbered 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the additional inputs you can get using just one single, this right here, COM out or in, to the Arduino. So this goes to the Arduino, and you can either configure it as an out or an in. And then these go to ground, this goes to 5 volt, these go to 3 digital pins on the Arduino, and that's how it kinda, I can't totally explain how it works. I can tell you how this part works, and the actual pins that I'm connecting hardware to, but to be honest, I don't really totally understand this lower part. That's a little bit above my head, but I've spent a lot of today kind of figuring out how this works, because, actually if I minimize this, should go, whoop, that's okay. 1 second. Alright, so I drew this, I love OneNote, by the way. OneNote is my favorite thing in the Microsoft Office suite, like, ever. I think it's a lot better than the free stuff. It's just really awesome. You can see I have like a ton of things for Blitz City in here, and that's how I actually organize all my stuff. But anyway, I drew this up because I was noticing something about my particular variation of the 4051. The channel in and outs weren't correct compared to this pinout. So 0 was correct, but then 1 was swapped with 4. 2 was correct. 3 was not correct. 3 was swapped with 6, which I think is interesting. That's these 2 that were swapped. They were, and then 5 and 7 were right. But that caused some problems, so I did my own pinout. So I'd be able to keep that straight. I got a 10-pack of them on Amazon for really cheap, so it's totally possible that these are knockoffs from China somewhere. So they ship from the US, but no guarantees when buying electronics online. You never know. So, and the other thing, you may see the circle with the 5 volt data ground. That is the pinout for these buttons. Because let me zoom in a bit so you can see, because this is important. And actually, even when I do the focus, yeah. Even when I do the video for this project, I'm going to make a special note of this. Or I may even do a special DIY FYI, just because it was this hard for me to figure out and get like concrete, because there's no pinout online for these. And even Lady Ada in the new products video that she did for these buttons said like, oh, just swip them around and then you'll figure out what ones go to which. But figuring out which headers go to the LED or the button is a challenge at first. And then figuring out which orientation they need to be in to work is also a challenge. So I have figured it out, and I'm gonna spread it wherever I can. The ones that are more kind of on the plastic console of the button, those are the button controls. The lower one goes to 5 volt, and then the higher one goes to data and ground with a resistor going to ground. Same as a normal button. And then these ones on the side, they're a little bit recessed. Those are for the LED. There's actually a PCB inside in the top of this button, which in the actual video I do for the project I'll open up and show you. But the top one here, right across from the data pin for the button, is also data for the, help my hand wasn't in the way. There's also data for the LED, and then below goes to ground. If you just want the LED to show, you can hook this up to ground and you'll get a similar effect, but if you're using this as a dedicated button and you want the button to turn on the LED, put this one to ground. And that took a bit. It took a bit to figure out. A lot of experimenting and swapping. Sometimes it seemed like it was working and then it wasn't, and then definitely a lot of playing around with the button and looking at the serial monitor of Arduino, because it can also be a little bit kind of words kind of hidden if it's actually working, unless you're like showing up on the serial monitor and making sure that the data is reading out properly. So that was definitely a struggle today. So that combined with the pinout of the 4051 being kind of incorrect was definitely a struggle. Was definitely rough. So, and actually, yeah. So that was, yeah. Let me just zoom back out here so you can see the whole thing. I think my focus held, but let me just, no it didn't. There we go. So, I might as well give you a little demo. Let me show you the code. So, total buttons 8. And then with the 4051, you set up the address A, B, C. That's for the, see, I lost my thing. I'll drag this over here. That's for these ABC pins here. And you also declare integers ABC as well. And then button pin analog 0. Ignore this was from some troubleshooting. And then setup, you set the address ABC to outputs. Button pin is an input because you're going to be putting in data. And then going down to the loop, your bits are what's addressing the chip to tell you which channel you want to work, and what it's doing is basically sweeping through and seeing what one is active. And then I have a serial print on here. A lot of example code does to kind of show what it's doing. So let me upload the code again and get the serial monitor going. Alright, so now you see Kevin the 8, we're getting 0. It's a nice clean data stream. That's because I have a 10K resistor between data and ground for all the buttons. And so let's go through, just show it's working. So this is considered channel 0, or like the first button. We see LEDs on. We're getting 1020 on the analog read. So 1020 out of 1024 total, so that's nice. Then goes away. This is going to be channel 1. And I got 1021. Let go. I'm back 0. It's on a 2000 delay, that's why it's a little slow, but that way you can kind of definitely see what's going on. And then we got blue. It's going to be channel 2. 1020. Good, good, good. And let me actually turn off. I have a little light going. Turn that off. It's going to be dim, but you'll be able to see the LEDs better, so let me just quickly show you the blue. The blue is really nice. I love the blue. And then clear, or white. That's going to be channel 3. I got 1020. Got a little noise there. I think it's probably because it's under the USB cable. But a 1 out of 1024 for analog, that's going to be nothing. If anything, I'll probably put a little filter in. We'll get it out. So then the other side, this will be channel 4. We got 1010. See a little noise? I noticed I had some more noise on the on this side, and I think that might be the breadboard. I've actually found with this particular breadboard, it's one of my old ones, and the rails aren't exactly lined up perfectly. And yellow. It's channel 5, got 1018. And a little noise on this side. That's okay. And then white. 1014, channel 6. And finally, channel 7. And I got 1016, 1018, around there. Alright, so they're all working, which I couldn't be happier with, and even if I press multiple ones. So we've got them all coming up. Which is nice. So, yeah, I'm going to turn the light back on. So there's going to be 16 of these total, like I said, and as you can see, the wiring's kind of heinous. But, so I was thinking, like, these little connectors, these are quick strap connectors I got from Adafruit, same place I got the buttons, and they can plug into little connectors. I just didn't know what their name was, so I went to Adafruit's site to take a look and see if I could get the name. And it turns out they have, and this is why I love Adafruit, if you need a connector for the other side, try this JST X8, matching part from DigiKey here. And if it loads, there we go. There's a connector, through-hole solderable, awesome, super cheap. I am going to need 32 of them, but that's awesome. When I'm finally doing the PCB for this, I'll be able to just solder them in, won't have an issue, and a lot of this mess will be gone, which is great. So, yeah, that's why I love Adafruit. They knew what I needed before I did. So yeah, what I'm thinking with this project when it's done, I'm gonna make a nice enclosure for it. I've already got that kind of planned out and prototyped a little bit, and should all fit in a nice kind of little box thing. So but you'll still be able to see the components with the way I'm doing the box, which will be nice. So yeah, fun project, and like I said, also work on some Raspberry Pi and Asus Tinkerboard stuff. Also have another Arduino project that I just need to fix up some solder on. I got some blobs going on here that I realized were causing some shorts, so go fix that up tomorrow. Not on my porch, do that outside. I like to have a lot of airflow with soldering. People can say what they want about it, like not being dangerous, but I actually coincidentally when I soldered the little board that I soldered wrong, because I was in such a small space and doing it so quickly, and also I didn't have like a proper like surface really either, so I was really like bent over and had my face in it, which isn't great. I actually really irritated my eyes with the flux from the solder, which is not good. Please don't do that. So I just recently got some goggles and like a good face mask, and people can say what they want about it being like overkill, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, you know, especially when it comes to your eyes. So yeah. Gonna be doing some soldering of this tomorrow, and like I said, I mean, really cool projects underway, just it's taken a while. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Stuff is coming, but it's all kind of a work in progress right now. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Just want to do a quick update. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you're enjoying the content. Got some really good stuff out right now. Asus Tinkerboard benchmarks, nice Pi camera overview, some computer things too. I had a weird issue with my CPU being bottlenecked by power saver mode in Windows. Also did a cool SSD upgrade from my mom's laptop, but where I had to basically rip apart the entire laptop to get to. So yeah, check those out. But until then, have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Bye.